5 o'clock on a Wednesday, and it's time for...
Craig and Ryland's Magic TV Show.
I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
Welcome back to another review show right here on...
Magic TV.
You're just hitting all the notes today, aren't you? Welcome back to another review show right here on Magic TV. Thank you very much for joining in. We got some really cool tricks this week, haven't we? Some really cool tricks. Can't wait for you guys to see them. We've got some awesome stuff that we're going to be looking at, including a trick that came in. We didn't know anything about it. We just ordered it. We didn't watch the trailer. We never watch the trailers, do we? We just get the tricks in first because we don't want to get influenced by the trailer. So we went and ordered it, and it came in. And you want to put it in your stage show, don't you?
Yes.
We're going to look at that first because I think it's flown under the radar a little bit.
Can I say the name of it?
Yeah, go for it.
Climax.
It's called Climax, and we're going to look at that right now. So the first trick we're looking at is Climax, and anybody who watches this channel knows that Ryland does a lot of stage shows. You do more stage shows than you do close-up, don't you?
Yeah.
And we've been booked to do like a series of 3 or 4 shows, and we're going down together. Normally we go with Ryland's mum.
We've got to have a
we're going to have to fit. Ryland needs to put, a 45-minute show to go together in one small case, and a lot of your stuff that you do is quite big.
And we won't have any tables.
Yeah. You're gonna have a very small case and a stand.
I just thought
we'll have the stand for the case, and that's it.
That's it.
So and that's happening at the end of November. We're doing a 4-day run. So we've been looking to do a really small show for you that kind of really packs flat. And like I said, a lot of Ryland's stuff in his show is actually a lot bigger. This packs flat, and the second that you and I saw it, we were like, that's brilliant. Because it involves balloons and colours. And one thing that Ryland tries to do is all of the tricks Ryland does in his show. It's the sort of stuff that kids would be interested in, isn't it?
Like pop table.
Like pop table and dancing handkerchiefs and
stools
vanishing and Rubik's Cubes and stuff.
Yes.
Anyway, this is a really cool mentalism trick. Like a super cool mentalism trick.
An icon, superheroes.
Yeah, exactly. This is a really cool. Really cool mentalism trick that's really easy to do, and it really packs a punch. I love it. Yes. I'm going to. Ryland's going to do a performance of it to camera first of all. So let's have a look at a performance of this, and then we'll talk about what we think.
Okay, so I'm going to show you something using colours. When I was little, I loved colouring in. I remember telling my mum and dad that when I grew up, I wanted to be an artist. Well, that's changed now to a magician, but I still like colours. Let me show you something using them. I've got 4 of my favourite colours here. Blue, yellow, green and red. I've also got this balloon. Now inside the balloon you can hear that there is something.
Yeah, I can hear that. Mm-hmm.
That is actually a ribbon. That ribbon is a colour. And I think it's a colour that you're going to pick in 1 minute.
No way.
Yes.
Okay,
so I just want you to hold on to this balloon.
Got it.
So when I look away, I want you to pick any one of these colours.
Just point to it? Or?
No, just pick it up, show it to the camera, put it back down.
Okay. Anyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, now I don't know what that colour is, do I?
No, you
It
don't.
can be any colour, but you picked that colour.
Yes.
So, I'm actually going to get a needle.
A needle?
Yes.
You are 9.
Can you guess why?
No.
You are going to pop this balloon.
Am I?
And we're going to see what colour the ribbon is and see if it is a right match. Okay, so it's going to happen on the count of 3.
Maybe I'll do it over the table.
Yeah. 1.
Yeah, hang on. You want me to...
Pop it. Think about this. You picked any colour you wanted out of the 4. You picked any colour. This ribbon has been in here this whole time.
Yeah?
On the count of 3, can you pop the balloon?
That's going to be the colour that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, hopefully. 1.
No way.
2, 3.
What?
And now there is a green ribbon right inside.
That is the colour I'm thinking of. That's amazing. Okay, so you can see that Ryland's already started trying to work on the script for the show and the script for the trick. It's going to change over time. We need to have some music in the background. But I love this trick. It packs really small. It doesn't take up any space at all.
It plays big.
And it plays massive. I love the idea of having the prediction in the balloon. This is not the first trick that I've seen that has a prediction in the balloon. The first person that I saw use this sort of technique was Balloon by, is it Mark Genest or Genest? But it's been applied here to a really clever system. And the way that you actually work out what the colour is ingenious. I've never seen anything like that before. Genuinely, you have the 4 colours set up on the stand. You can turn away. You're not peeking. You're not looking at anything.
You could go to the other side of the world.
You could. They can literally pick any colour. There's no electronics. There's nothing for it to go wrong. There's no electronics or anything. They put the thing back, and as soon as they put the thing back, you immediately know what colour it is that they're thinking of, right? And so then you can get the balloon, you can go and get the pin, and don't forget the balloon's in full view from the very, very beginning. You pop the balloon, which is quite dramatic, and you've got the colour there, which makes it a really nice opener. I know it's only a 1 in 4 really that they're thinking of, but this will play really big, and the use of the colours is great. The other thing about this, which the instructions say, is that you can adapt this if you want to anything. So you can, the cards that are supplied with it, you could use any cards. So for example, if you wanted to, as long as you know what the size of the cards are, excuse me, you could actually have 4 pictures of superheroes made on cards the same size, and you can have somebody think of a superhero.
Print something on
there.
You can print it on there.
And you can have somebody think of a superhero, show it to the audience, and you've predicted the superhero with another card that's inside the balloon. There's so many different options in terms of how you perform this. There's no angles really to be worried about. It's completely angle proof. It is a stage performance piece. It's not something you can do close
You
up.
wouldn't do it close up.
But there's no angles. There's very minimal sleight of hand. There is one moment where you're actually palming something, but it's a very easy palm to do, isn't it? It's not a difficult thing at all. Like you,
I get so scared when they pop the balloon.
yeah, the first time Ryland was popping the balloon, he was holding it like this, and that's the
I
thing.
dropped it.
Yeah, you did.
They were about to pop it. I just threw it on the floor.
And that's the thing you do need to consider if you're doing a kids show. And because I was going to say this would work great in a kids show, and it would, but you do need to be careful because
you
some
don't want
kids.
to get a kid up.
Some kids are scared of balloons. Do you remember the show that you did about a week ago? It's a family audience. It was packed out. There was like about 100 people in the audience. And the second, you were doing pop table.
Yeah.
So you said, right, you're going to come up and you're going to pop this balloon. And the second you blew up the balloon and you gave the wand to the adult and you said, you're going to pop this balloon, one kid went running out of the venue. Like that little 5-year-old girl just stood up and went screaming, running out of the venue. When you start talking about popping balloons, some kids are quite scared of that. Some kids aren't, some kids are.
You got to ask the parents.
Yeah, I mean, you just need to be aware that if you're going to pop a balloon, make it funny, make it engaging. But this particular trick, it's really good. It's really, really good. It's a very cool method to get the colour, and it's a very cool method to reveal the prediction, and there's no ambiguity. Literally, they pop the balloon, which is a great spectacle on stage. This is the perfect example of pack small plays big.
Yeah.
You've got that spectacle of you're holding the balloon, they're taking the pin, 1, 2, 3, boom, it drops down to the floor. It's such a vibrant colour, the ribbons are, everyone can see it. And then I think this would be a nice lead into a longer mentalism routine. Or a longer routine where you've got somebody else on stage. Like you could follow this with pop table if you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
You could follow this, so you could do that, and then you could go into your pop table routine where the adult's trying to pop the balloon by magic. And there's so many different ways that you could go with this. Or if you
only our balloons weren't blue.
Well, we're going to have to get you a big back of back balloons.
Once we finish like the 100 blue balloons that we've got,
then maybe switch to black. It's easy to do. It plays big. The tutorial is a bit of a downer. It's only a 9-minute tutorial. It doesn't need to be any longer in terms of telling you how the trick works. They're very clear and concise about that. But I would like to have seen a live performance, really. I would like to have seen a way of performing this. I think that a live performance would have really helped with the tutorial. I'm marking it down a little bit for that, but frankly, I think this is a great trick. I think that it's really great. If you're putting a stage show together, a little stage show, and you want to have something in there that will pack small but play big, this is great. I love it. It's going into your show.
Yep.
I'm giving it 98%. I'm knocking it down a couple of percent because of the no live performance. 99% from Ryland. It's going in a show. That's the highest award that you can give something here. I love it as well. I think it's amazing. Let's move on. So the next trick we're looking at right here is One Card Monty by Iain Bailey. Now, Iain Bailey is an amazing magician. We've seen a few of these things recently. He brought out the Jameson wallet with Alakazam about 6 or 8 months ago. Before that, he brought out Made to Measure with Alakazam Magic. After that, he brought out Cafe Hero, which you did on Instagram with the coffee
by 1914.
thing. Yeah, 1914. And now he's back with Alakazam with One Card Monty. This is basically a version of Colour Monty, but with cards that have one and this one on it. And The presentation, I actually prefer to colour Monte. A lot of the time when colour Monte variants come out, I always say I actually prefer the original colour Monte to the variants. But with this, I actually prefer this. I know I'm going to be performing this. I think this is really, really good.
You need to get another.
You want one as well, do you?
Yeah. When we go back to Alakazam, you need to get me another.
You need to get you one as well. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to do a performance of it right now to camera so you can see exactly what it looks like. It's a really cool trick. So let's have a look at a performance of One Card Monty by Iain Bailey. Okay, right, so I'm going to show you a trick called the 3-card trick. It's called the 3-card trick because it uses 3 cards. Now, sometimes this is called Chase the Ace. When it's called Chase the Ace, you've got to follow an ace. Some people call it Find the Queen. When it's called Find the Queen, you have to follow a queen. It doesn't matter whether it's called Chase the Ace or Find the Queen. The idea is the simple. You have 3 cards. One is the odd one out. One is the money card. It's the money card that you got to follow. It's called the money card because if you get it right, you win money. The thing is, it's a scam. It's a flim-flam. It's a sham. You cannot win this game. Just when you think you've got all the answers, the operator, that's the person that's playing the game, will change the answer questions. So you cannot win this game. But we're going to play this game not for money, just for fun. But the idea of the game is still the same. You have 3 cards. They've got red backs and they've got black borders. 3 cards. Now, this card here, this is important. This one. Do you know why this one's important?
Why?
Because I brought this one for you. See, it's a 1. There you go, this one. Now, just in case I forgot this one, because I am forgetful, sometimes I do forget that one, so I brought along another one. That's a spare one. I've got 2 ones. I've got that one and that one. And then this one is not a 1. This one is this one. It's very important that you follow this one and not that one. Follow this one. The green one, which is this one, that's the one that you have to follow, not the ones. Do you understand? Hopefully you're following this. Now, I could mix it up all day, but your important thing is to follow the one. Where do you think it is? Top, middle, or bottom?
Top.
Top. Now, some people say it's on the bottom. You didn't say the bottom. If you'd said the bottom, you'd have been wrong, because that's 1. But that's only one of the ones. You said the top, didn't you? Yeah. Now, because you said the top, you're also wrong, because that's also a 1. So you got 2 ones, which means that this one is in the middle of the 2 ones. But this one that's in the middle of the 2 ones, that's actually a 1 as well. Exactly, you can't win at this game because you see, you don't realise that I've actually got 3 ones. I've got this one, and I've got this one. There is no this one, unless you're counting this one here. There's this one here, but don't worry about this one. The important thing isn't about this one on the bottom, it's about this one on the top. And also, the other important thing that you need to remember is there's this one right there in the middle as well. Now, at this point, you're probably thinking, hang on a minute, there's this one, there's this one, there's this one, there's that one, there's that one, there's that one. Where are all the ones coming from, right? Well, here's the thing. I'll tell you where to watch. Don't watch that one because that's a 1. Don't watch that one because that's a 1. You want to watch this one. So where's the this one?
That one.
No, you see, that's just another 1. This one's right here, and you can examine those, and frankly, I wouldn't play that game if I were you because it's very confusing.
This one, the other one, and the one. What?
Okay, so the first thing that you need to understand is these cards are bridge size, they take up very little space. Iain says on the tutorial...
It says here, bridge size cards means it fits into your regular wallet.
I was going to say that. Yeah, the reason that Iain set these up as bridge size is so that they fit inside your wallet and you've got this as part of your EDC.
Can I? Yeah, I can.
Yeah, you can even palm them. There you go. The other thing is they're plastic, which means that if you're doing it in a
swimming pool.
Well, yeah, but if you're doing it in a bar or something and there's drinks getting spilt over it, you just wipe it off. It's as good as new. They're very well printed.
It's just having a shower basically when the drink goes on it.
It's very well printed. As you can see, the colours are vibrant. They look really nice. They feel really good. It's very easy to do the sites that you need to do with them. And it's the sort of trick. It reminds me a little bit of this trick. You probably don't remember this, but it reminds me a little bit of John Archer's trick from Penn and Teller Fool Us in the pilot episode of Penn and Teller Fool Us, the Blank Night, I think it's called. He eventually put it out through Vanishing Ink, where he had the envelopes and he went, you've got this one, you've got that one. It reminds me a little bit of that, but applied to a 3-card Monty style routine. And it's just really fun. I actually prefer, that whole, I've always been a big fan of that really fast patter presentation style thing. That's always been, my thing. I really enjoy that Greg Wilson style, Jay Sankey style presentation. That's what I enjoy doing, and I love this. Hey, I've got a 1 for you. Look, there's a 1, just in case I forgot that one. I've got another one. I've got these 2 ones. That's not a 1. That's this one. Now you've got to follow this one. I just think that it's very amusing.
No, you got to follow this one.
Yeah, you got to follow this one. That's what you got to do. You got to follow this one. So if I mix it up, you got to follow this one. Now you're probably thinking, where is it? Top, middle, or bottom? Well, if you said the bottom, that's not it. And all that stuff. I really like it. And then the appearance of the other one at the end is a really nice.
That's the other one.
Yeah, it's a really nice kicker ending. And I think it's much better kicker ending than Colour Monte. I also love that these are examinable, and then you literally just pick them up, put them back into your wallet, and you're set to go again. It is a really good EDC item because these just fit into a credit card slot of a wallet. So even a thin ridge style wallet you'll be able to put these into, and it's not a problem.
It is about the size of a credit card, to be honest.
Yeah, it's really good. Really like it. I love this. I really love this. I'm going to give this 95%. You know, whenever I see a variant of Colour Monte come out, I go, oh, okay, here we go. There's not going to be much creativity in that, but this one's proved me wrong. I love the addition of the plastic coated cards. I love that they're bridge size. I love that it's been made to be very EDC. I love the you know, this one, that one, the other one. It also reminds me of an old Mark Leverage trick, but that was very, very different. But he had this 4-card trick. It was a little bit like this, but different as well. I'm going to give this 95%. I really like it. What are you giving it? This Alakazam trick.
Obviously, 120.
120%. Obviously, he's going to give it 120%. It's Alakazam. You're demming on the Alakazam stand at...
yes, you're going to teach me this, which is why you need to get another.
Because you're teaching...
sorry, I'm definitely taking my...
You're performing at the London the London Magic Convention. You're going to be on their stand.
Trick.
Huh?
My new cube trick.
And your new cube trick. Well, we can't... I can't talk about that. Can't talk about that. Can't talk about your first release. No. Can't talk about why you're at Alakazam. Be quiet. I'm going to give this. I'm going to give this 95%. He's giving it 120%. It is a really great trick and highly, highly, highly recommended. But with that being said, let's move on to the next trick.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next trick we have is Ambitious Lego by Julio Montoro and Gabo Torres. Now, I always say that Julio Montoro is very hit and miss, but you've always been more pro Julio Montoro than me. I've been the one that say, I hate the linking onion rings, and you've always loved it right from day one. In fact, you did it on Instagram the other day and got like tens of thousands of views. I mean, it's just ridiculous, really.
You're wrong.
I don't know if I'm wrong. I just think that it works on Instagram, but whatever.
Yeah.
This is Julio Montoro's new thing. It's called Ambitious Lego. Perform the most famous card trick in the world with Lego. Take 3 blue Lego bricks and put them together. Take a red Lego brick and put it at the bottom. Slowly and visually, the blue brick jumps to the top, and under impossible conditions, everything you need is included. Yeah, it's based on nothing. What we have here, I'm not going to say any more about this.
We're just going to perform.
We're just going to do a performance of it. So let's have a look at a performance of Ambitious Lego, and then after Ryland's performed it, we'll talk about what we think.
Okay, so here I have 4 bricks. They're all blue, as you can see. I'm going to make this bottom one jump all the way from there to there to there to there, all the way to the top. Watch this. It's now there. It's now there. And it's now at the top.
That's a bit rubbish.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what? I'll swap this blue brick out and I'll replace it with this red brick. Is that better?
Oh, yeah, that'll look more
This one
impressive.
jumped to the top.
Okay.
Watch this. That's there. Next one. That's that one. And finally we have the last one to jump. That is that one. Right there. At the top. How cool is that?
So that is Ambitious Lego. I mean, 2 of your favourite things in the world is magic and Lego. And what we're combining here is magic and Lego into one package. Now, I've got certain reservations about this. Ryland absolutely loves this, don't you? You love this.
Yeah.
I've got certain reservations. Now, I'll tell you my reservations and he can tell me why I'm wrong. But the first thing that I was concerned about when we watched you watched the tutorial before me, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was when we were at Blackpool and he snuck down while I was still in bed and he watched the tutorial on my laptop before I even got up. And then I watched it afterwards. And the first thing that concerned me is the handling. I felt, and you've got to agree with me on this.
Yeah.
The way that he handled it, it was very difficult to do. I tried it and struggled. You tried it and struggled. The gimmick, without giving too much away, didn't do what it was meant to do very, very smoothly.
Yeah.
So, if you've seen the trailer to this, it's a very smooth, gradual rise up the blocks. The red Lego brick rises up the blue bricks, and there's no cover. And that was very difficult to do. You were sitting there practicing and you weren't able to do it at all. But then you came up with a different handling, didn't you? Which is the handling that you just saw Ryland do, which I actually think is better. I think that slow motion handling where you see it visually go up, I don't think that's as good as just showing your hand empty, covering and having it slowly go up one piece at a time. So the handling that you put together for this, I think is better. But just purely, even if it didn't improve the problem that we had with it, I think it looks better.
Yeah.
But the other thing it does is it makes it easy to use, doesn't it? The gimmick actually is a lot easier to use because you're using two hands. The way that Julio explained it is using one hand, but you're using two hands to do that. So it becomes a lot easier, doesn't it?
It's easier when you do that. And also I figured out this other way. Also figured out like a way where you like have it and then you like push it up like that, which is like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. Which again is a totally different handling, isn't it?
Yeah, totally different handling.
So yeah, I mean, you tell me. I'm a little bit concerned about the fragility of the main gimmick. The gimmick that because obviously you get a couple of gimmick Lego bricks, you have a couple of regular Lego bricks, and then you have a gimmick that makes it look like the brick is rising up through the Lego.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit concerned about the fragility of that gimmick. Do you think it's going to last, or do you reckon it won't?
Maybe.
I mean, you've been playing around with it for a lot, haven't you? I mean, he's carrying this Lego around in his pocket like 24/7. How's the gimmick looking? Is it looking good?
Yeah,
don't give the
fine.
gimmick away.
It looks fine.
It's looking good.
Yeah, it looks good. Even when you do that, it looks fine.
Okay. So do you reckon it'll last or not?
Maybe. I think it might for a bit longer.
Might for a bit longer.
Yeah, a bit longer.
No, we'll get back to you about that one. That's something I've got a concern with. Now
You show revisited it.
Exactly. Now you can't examine this at the end, can you? You're not in a position where you can't examine the red brick.
You did say you can swap the red bricks out and get a few. You can use You can change the red brick out. Get a real red brick from the Lego shop.
So you can. Right. Okay.
And also, it does come with 3 normal blue bricks.
Okay, and then you could just get a red brick and just switch it out.
One there, and one there.
Okay, so you could. Right, okay. So you could switch it out. To be honest,
it's just the red brick that you really.
You know what I would probably do? I'd probably switch the whole stack out. So when you've got it on top, I'd probably just switch the whole stack out.
Yeah, just.
Or you know what you could do is you could have another stack where the red one's in the middle, and you could have it come to the top and then do a switch and then ask them to hold it in their hand, and they concentrate, and when they open their hand, it's now gone into the middle and they can examine everything.
Ah.
That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it?
That'd be cool.
That'd be really good. Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of people do this on Instagram. You've done it on Instagram. I've seen a lot of other people do it on Instagram.
Harry's done it on Insta.
Harry from Alakazam's done it on Instagram.
Harry Hardy,
I mean, it looks really good. You know, I'm considering putting a video together of like everyday carry for kids entertainers. And if you're a kids entertainer and you get caught out and about and you want to do a trick, you know, what's an everyday carry? This would be a really great everyday carry for a kids entertainer because kids love Lego. If you're a restaurant performer, right, and you perform in a restaurant or a family restaurant where there's lots of kids that are coming in, or you're performing at weddings where there's lots of kids and you want to do a trick that impresses the adults, but also at the same time has a hook that the kids are really into, this is perfect. But the nice thing is, Lego is not just for kids these days. There's so many adults that build Lego as well.
Yeah, there's 18 pluses.
Yeah, exactly. So
but I build them because it's just because of the bricks you use. I can technically build them.
I know.
It's not because of the thing.
You're very good at Lego.
Yeah, it's just because it's. Don't know how to explain it, but I can technically build them.
Okay. I know you've got some sets. All right. Okay. So look. Yeah.
For example, I had the Jurassic Park one that was 18 plus because it's hard to build for kids, but I can build it because I am good at Lego.
You're very good at Lego. So yeah, I mean, angles you need to be a little bit careful because at the beginning, I mean, at the start when you have the blue bricks, it's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
Then when you put the red brick in place, you need to be very careful with people looking down. You need to cover from the top.
Yeah, that's why I figured out how to do that and then rub it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was a little bit concerned when I first saw the handling that you wouldn't be able to do it with small hands. But I mean, your hands are small and you had no problem. You had no problem at all with the updated handling. So yeah, I mean, it's really good. I mean, it just depends if you want to do the trick. It's a well thought out method for a trick. I'm a little bit concerned about the fragility of the gimmick, but I might be wrong. It seems to be fine at the moment, and Ryland's been burning through it. It's good. I mean, it'd be a nice lead-in or a follow-up to an ambitious card routine. So you do an ambitious card routine, then you do this, or you do this, and then you do an ambitious card routine. It kind of works. So yeah, I'm going to give this 85%. I really like it. 85%. What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it 90.
90%?
Yeah.
Okay. 85% from Ryland. Sorry, 85% from me, 90% from Ryland. Let's have a look at the last review. Okay, so for the final review today, we are looking at Imaginary Hole. Imaginary Hole, this has come out through P3, Penguin Magic, and it's by Chiam Sheng. And it's another moving hole effect. We've recently just looked at Portal by Peter Egging, which we quite liked. Obviously, the person who started all of this was Lloyd Barnes with Acme Portable Hole. This is a very different method to achieve the trick. And the tutorial, as you would expect from Penguin, is very well done. There's lots of live performances. There's lots of different options. The guys that are presenting it on camera are doing a great job with this.
Yes, they are.
And yeah, I mean, more importantly, lots of live performances. Now, there's a few different options in terms of how you actually present this. And they suggest using a playing card or using a business card. The reason I love this so much is because I'm planning on doing this with Keymaster, which is my, obviously my moving hole trick with a key. I think this is perfect for Keymaster. So I'm going to do a performance to Ryland of me performing Imaginary Hole, but using Keymaster, so anyone who has got Keymaster can see how I'm planning on doing it. Let's have a look at that. So Ryan, I've got a few things here. I've got a phone.
Yeah.
I've got with you on it. I've got a pen, a Sharpie. I've got a couple of keys, and I've got a deck of cards, and all the cards are there. And more importantly, they're all different. So there's quite a few things that I've got, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to use one of these keys, not both of them. Hold your hand out for me. That's great. I'm going to give you this key. If you could squeeze it tightly, that would be amazing. Turn your hand over. Take that hand off the table. We'll put the keys away. That is brilliant. Now, as well as that, we're going to use a playing card. And it doesn't really matter what the card is. It's not, you know those tricks where you pick a card and you find it? It's not like that. This is actually more of an optical illusion. I'm going to draw something here. Now, I'm a terrible artist, and I'm not great at colouring in. You are way better than me. But what I am good at is drawing circles on the back of a playing card. And the reason I'm so good at that is because I've done it a million times. But I've got this circle here. Let me just put this on flight mode so it doesn't keep going off. There we go. And I've got here a circle. Can you see that? Hopefully you can see that. It's basically a circle on a playing card. Does it show up okay? Now I'm going to use that. We're not going to use the rest of the deck, but I'm going to use that to create an optical illusion. I want you to watch. I'm going to put it here on the phone. Hopefully you can see that there, yeah? And you see where I've drawn the circle, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and make that circle become real. If I just tap, what actually happens is that circle becomes real. And you can see it's real because now you can see your nose through the card. Now it actually becomes a real hole. You can actually see that is a real hole. In fact, if I take my pen, I can actually push the pen through. Whoa. And you can see it's a real hole. How cool is that? That's cool. Now I can actually go further. Watch, I'm going to try and take that hole and go one step further. You see, if I just snap and rub the hole, what actually happens is it becomes really, really tiny. It's still a hole, it's just really tiny. And if I go one step further, I can take that hole and I can pull it all the way off the card and throw it at your hand. And now there's no hole on that card at all. And the reason there's no hole on that card is because I threw it at your hand and you were holding that key from the very beginning, weren't you? Yeah. Turn your hand over, open it up, because now you've actually got two holes on that key, and that is weird. What? Okay, so that's a performance using Keymaster. Yeah. So I'm just giving a key out at the beginning with one hole in. I'm doing the imaginary hole, and at the end, the hole goes onto the key fob. Sorry, the hole goes onto the onto the key. What's really nice is that I can then get the other key out and I can go into a longer keymaster routine. So this for me is a great way to transition from cards to to keys. Now, this particular gimmick is very, very different to Acme Portable Hole or Portal or anything like that. This is the gimmicked card. Now, we talked in Portal about how you needed a black t-shirt and how it used the black art, right? And in this, if you're gonna have that moment, it is gonna have to be sort of a black art thing as well.
You don't have to use a t-shirt this time.
No, because what they suggested, which is really nice, is using a phone screen.
Can you do it with the other one?
What, the Portal one? I don't think you could because the gimmick's quite bumpy up. It wouldn't work with the phone.
Oh, yeah.
This is a flat gimmick, so you can lay it flat on a phone, and it looks really, really good. But with Portal by Peter Egging, it would just not look right. You know what I mean? Yeah. But this is superb. You know, you literally have them pick a card as you saw. You draw the hole on, or you can already have that hole in place there. But you can see, they can feel it. There really is that hole there. And then just in one move, as you put it down onto the phone, you can then, boom, turn it into a real hole.
I'm thinking, what happens if the phone screen turns on? Because with the...
Well, if you put it on flight mode, it won't. That's why I put it on flight mode before I did it, because then no notifications will come up, so it won't go on.
But
so you
when
put
you
it on...
touch it, it will come
Yeah,
on.
but when you touch it, it will. So you don't want to touch it. You know, you just want to... Well, if you touch it with a finger, but if you put the card on it like I did, you'll be absolutely fine.
Usually, sometimes when you just shake the iPhone, the screen just turns on.
Yeah, no, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But as I say, you can also hold it up to your t-shirts as well if you want to. But I love the phone screen thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
But what I really like about it is the method behind this. I'm playing with the method right now.
Yeah.
It's totally different, and it's way more practical than Portal.
Yeah.
We talked about Portal using invisible thread and elasticated thread, and there's a very good chance at some point it's going to break. This will not break. There's no invisible thread with this. It's a totally different system. There's no invisible thread. It's not going to break.
And it's really cool. I love it.
It is really, really clever. I'm playing with the gimmick right now, aren't I? Right? And it is really clever. But because of how the gimmick works, it allows you to start off by having a black hole. And then it allows
that looks like a normal hole. Probably.
And that really
probably looks like a normal hole.
Yeah, I mean it does, doesn't it? I mean the actual.
For me, it doesn't right now. But...
Yeah, I mean if you hold it there, it looks.
Yeah, as long as you keep it away from the light.
But the nice.
Because if you do shine it.
But the nice thing is, you then come back, and you've got that.
I swear that was.
With no moves though, right? That's what I love about this. With Portal, you're having to like pull down things and you're going to have to switch the card. The other thing is Portal's a double back card. So at the end, you're going to have to switch it out by doing a double lift for another card. With this, you've got that hole. And then immediately after you've got that hole, look how good this is. You just give it a shake like this. And now you've turned it into a little hole. And that's what I love about it.
And all of a sudden, you just...
Now it's that, well now then all you have to do is you just do that. And you take the hole off it, and now you can show it on both sides. Like, the gimmick is genius. I love this gimmick. I love it. I think it's amazing.
People are just going to buy this because they want to know how it works.
It's the most practical sort of hole type thing I've ever seen. And it goes from a coloured in hole to a normal hole to a little hole, and that's why I love it, because you've got that little hole.
Comes off.
Then it can go into the kit. Then it can go onto the keys. And the focus is put on the keys, not on this card. So there's nobody looking at this. And because this looks like a regular Jack of Clubs or whatever card you're using, you can do a top change and put that down over there out the way. And when they go back in that, they can look at it. It's just amazing.
Yeah, now, everyone just looks at the key.
They don't use Keymaster when they're doing it. They've got two different handlings. The first handling is with the business card, which is super smart. They combine out to lunch principle with some cards that have already got pre-hold in them. And then what they do is they have someone sign a business card. They take the business card off, fold it in between their hands, and they hold onto the business card. They do this, and then when they open up the business card, the hole's on the business card. The other thing that which is a great idea, the other thing they do is they have another card that's already got a hole punched in, and they force that card on somebody, get them to sign it, and you say, just put that in your pocket. And when you say put it in your pocket, you know, that's all they'll do. They won't notice there's a hole there, and then the hole vanishes and goes onto the signed card. Like, it's genius. Absolutely genius. This is my trick of the week. I know your trick of the week is the Alakazam trick, and I totally get that, or probably something like that. But this is my trick of the week. I think this is just brilliant. I'm giving this 110%. It's practical. It's going to last a long time because it's not invisible thread. The only thing you need to be careful of is when you've got the small hole like this, you need to keep it moving a little bit, just ever so slightly, because there's a moment there, if you just slow down, so you need to be very careful at that point. But the whole thing is genius. I absolutely love it. I'm giving this 110%.
I feel like you might have to blur that part out.
Oh,
because I think you might have saw it.
did I flash the gimmick to
just
the people that are watching?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
might need to blow it out. 1 second.
Am I bad? I'm terrible.
No,
okay.
No.
Maybe we'll blow it out. Just 1 second. But yeah, I love this. I'm going to get another one of these. Whenever I see a trick that I really like, I get another one because I know I'm going to use it. I'm definitely getting another imaginary hole. I don't know who Chiam Sheng is. I know who Penguin Magic are. I know who P3 are. This is an incredible product. I love this. I'm giving it 110%. What are you giving it?
111. Just to get higher than you.
And so it looks like we're going to have to order 2 because you're going to want one of these as well. Yeah. So 110% from Ryland. Sorry, 111% from Ryland. 110% from me. This is incredible. I love it. It's one of the best moving hole tricks I've seen. And if you've got Keymaster, it works really well with Keymaster. And I can't wait to think of different ways of how I can incorporate Keymaster with this. But with that in mind, let's wrap this up.
That's another review show in the back. That's another review show in the back. That's another review show in the back.
It is another. Don't fall over. It is another review show in the back, guys. Thank you very much once again for joining us right here on Magic TV. Now, we'll be back again next Wednesday with another review show. Myself and Ryland will. Also, this Sunday we are going to be at the London Magic Convention.
I'll be on the Alakazam stand.
He will be on the Alakazam stand. I will be on the Magic TV stand with Matt. Matt is going to be there. I'll be with Matt on the Magic TV stand. But are you okay? You are getting rented out to Alakazam. He's going to be in the Alakazam stand. So if you want to see if he's actually learned that 3-card Monty by the time the convention comes round, then go over to the stand and ask him to dem it. Also, you're in the close-up competition, assuming he hasn't broken his fingers. And you can actually do sleight of hand. He's in the close-up competition. And he's on the £4 Gala show. Basically, he's everywhere. So, and I'll just be there stressing out like the stressed out parent I am. If you haven't already done so, please do me a favour and subscribe to the channel. Ginormous muppet. Do me a favour. Are you okay? Do me a favour, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel right here at Magic TV. How many subs have you got? How many followers have you got on Instagram now?
About 14 followers.
He's on about 14,000 followers on Instagram. So if you want to follow him on Instagram, he posts a video every single day. Well, he did before his hand broke, so he might not be posting videos for much longer. So follow him on Instagram, follow him on YouTube, follow us on YouTube. Join the Netrix. You can go and join the Netrix at
Netrix.
TheNetrix.com. That's the one. And with that in mind, I'm not going to take this anymore. We're going. We'll be back again next Wednesday. Please come over and say hi for at the London Magic Convention. We love hanging out. We'll see you again soon. I'm Craig. We'll see you again. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
You giant muppet. You absolute giant muppet.